Hey everybody. Today is the perfect day to make a video, so I thought I would just turn the camera on and see what happens. I've been thinking a lot about archiving our lives and how important it is. We all seem to want to do it. And over the years, I've done it in many different ways. When my older 5 kids were growing up, I had a blog, when they were little. And that was a great way to show like what we did during the day or some kind of milestone they did, or just had something I wanted to write and photograph and tell as a story. And today I was going through a closet and I found a photograph book that I had put, the kind that has the peel back pages, and I used to buy them at Hallmark or whatever. And as I was looking through it, I realized that I was trying to tell a story. And the photograph book was the book I had made for my father for Father's Day, the year after I got married. So this would have been around 1999, so it must have been Father's Day 1999. And he was quite upset with me because I had moved away to another state, not that far away actually, but he was quite upset, thinking that we had lied to him about why we were moving. And originally the advice was given about where to get a job, and he thought that locally we could stay around and get a job close by. And then at the last minute, I got a job offer up in Virginia and needed to start on Monday. So it was a very quick decision, which is kind of how things go in my life. So that next year, I felt like I needed to make it up to him or bring some light to the situation, because there just had been a lot of tension in the relationship. And so I put together this photo album. So I was looking through that earlier today. I found it in a closet because when he passed a couple years ago, I went through his house and I found it and I wanted to keep it. And I could tell that I was really trying to tell a story about him and I. And by the end of it, I was just blown away as I was looking through everything, because I had written on little cards a little caption for each photo and trying to explain what was happening in the photograph. And it was quite endearing. And I think, it's difficult sometimes for me to tell a story verbally. It seems like I always will lose track of where I'm going with the story or the point I'm trying to make, or my mind will just go blank. So I feel like I'm really good at the written form of archiving. And so hence I started a blog back in, I guess it was around 2006 or 7. And I had it for about 7 or 8 years. And I love going back and looking at that. And it's a great way for my kids, who probably don't remember half of the things they had going on when they were young, to go back and look and see themselves and what was written about them. So I hope that will stay up on the internet forever. I don't know how things are going to work when things aren't added on to how long Blogspot or whoever your server is, how long they keep things up. But anyway, and so yesterday I had my laptop opened, and I had been trying to clean it off because my laptop has gotten terribly slow. It's probably just has way too much memory storage that's filled up on it. And so I was trying to, in the past, I had bought another external hard drive, and I was trying to move things off of the hard drive on the computer to the external hard drive. And so yesterday I just happened to be looking at something. I think I had put in a card to look at something for my GoPro, and all these videos came up, and I'm like, well, how is this on my computer? I thought I'd moved all this stuff off, and it was just things that of my young children, like in preschool, going through their little Christmas program and their first grade musical at school. I mean, it was just, even though it was all pixely and it was old because of the cameras I was using at the time, it was amazing. And I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to figure out a way to archive all this stuff. And so that's kind of been on my mind. I've got lots of things from my past that I would love to share with the world. It's nothing like I want to share because I want everybody to see how great we are. That is not it at all. I do a lot of this just for my own self. I'm making this video for me, or possibly my kids if they ever see it, as they get older. But I just feel like I need to figure out a way for all these. I mean, I've got slides and slides and slides of when my parents, they used slide film a lot in the 70s and 80s. So I've got boxes of slides that needs to get archived somehow. And it's just really amazing documentation of all of our lives. And so that's just something that I've been kind of thinking about, trying to figure out a way to get all this stuff archived and to tell stories. It's amazing. When I was in college, I took a photography class. It was a black and white photography class, and at the end of it, we had to tell like a picture story. And I made an A in that class. It was the easiest class I ever took that I made an A in, but because I just love telling that story. And I think that's why sometimes with tarot I love it so much, and why I have gobs and gobs of tarot decks, because I'm looking for that one deck that just allows the voice to flow. Like I can pick up the cards and just, I guess I have an insecurity about it, but the story just comes out, or the information that the seeker is looking for just comes out with no trouble. And so I've really been trying to work on that. And like this year, I'm not even buying any more decks. I was gifted a deck for Christmas by my husband, and I decided that's it for the year. I'm just going to use this one deck. But I find myself just buying books. It's just been a very book heavy year for me, and it's like, I don't know if what's going on in my astrological chart, but it's like the information I just want to just feast on all this information. So it's been very interesting. I have a 2-year-old, and she is a very bright little girl, and I've been trying to get acclimated on possibly homeschooling her. She was born right before COVID hit. So she was born in February of 2020. So she just had her 2-year-old birthday. And I had a home birth, which was amazing. I was able to use my midwife that I had in Virginia for all my other births. And I was so lucky that she was still midwifing. And we also had a nurse, like a pediatrician nurse that I hired to come to the house for the first month. And I remember hearing little stories on the news about this virus. And so I remember asking her one day, like, what's up with this virus? Is this going to be bad? And she's like, it's just like a cold. It's a cold virus. And then, as everything went kind of on lockdown, we stayed up there till, this is up in Virginia, we stayed up in Virginia till about the end of June. And which was an amazing gift, because my kids were able to come over quite often because they were out of school, and I have just so many memories and pictures, of course, and of them with Anna, and they really got to bond, and Anna brought a lot of healing to our family, and just really got to bond with her, and she knows them all by name now, and it's just amazing. So, and even with like trying to document all of that change, I've got a humongous picture album book that I've ordered pictures and stuck in there, and it's just such a task. And I'm like, oh, I need to have a blog again. I mean, I don't know how to archive all this stuff in a way that everybody can have their own copy. I don't know. These are just all thoughts I'm having. But, so yeah, I think archiving our lives is very important. I even thought about like creating a book, just to give to my kids, and writing up things like recipes, information, thoughts, advice, life advice, and giving that, because, I guess as I'm getting older, I'm 48 now, I wish sometimes that I still had my mom and dad to ask questions about, and I don't have anybody in my family but my 2 brothers. And it's just kind of a weird thing when you can't get that, that, Mom, what happened here? What happened there? Or even things resolved in your family is very difficult. And I just want to leave my kids in a good place. And just, I guess I'm trying to build a little bit of a legacy for them to fall in, but they're doing great. I mean, they're all doing great. I'm very grateful to be their mama. So those are just some thoughts I had that I just wanted to share. I know I'm a little behind on some things I wanted to do on this channel. I got a couple videos I still want to make. Finishing up that series I had started on the tarot decks. I think I got Bright taken care of. I wanted to do the soft tarot decks that I own, and the muted. So that's something that I've got to get going. Maybe I'll even try to do that here today while it's quiet. It's gotten warm here. It's like 70 degrees now. It's like we just don't have much of a winter here. We had the month of January was crazy. I had COVID, and oh my God, I felt like I aged 10 years. I still have a little bit of like feeling of that, but I think I'm over the cough. The cough kind of lingered a little longer than I would have liked. But so, yeah, I think we all kind of got it. I know a few people who never got the Omicron, but pretty much I had predicted when it started kind of getting bad on Christmas. I'm like, oh my gosh, in 2 weeks, just about everybody's going to have this. Yeah, anyway, so I hope everyone's doing well. I hope that everybody is having an amazing year, whatever goals you have for yourself. I've started to juice again. I've started to kind of put away a little side pantry in case things get bad. You know, you never know when you go to the grocery store, things, you know, are always out of this or that, or if things get real bad. I don't know what's going to happen. I kind of feel like that's not going to get in that way, but it might. I have days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to really get things going. And the other days I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, everything's fine. Another thing that I wanted to share too was that I really see how the main course with spirituality is really keeping your vibration high. Like, I can tell like things went well with us through the pandemic, through the beginnings of it and everything. I felt very protected, but I really felt like I had gotten myself on a higher timeline. And a lot of that just happens with the decisions we make, especially if you have a quick change. It really, like that 90-degree, like, oh, I'm going this way. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going this way. That really can reset the course for you. I was listening to some information on transurfing reality, or is it reality transurfing? I never can remember that. But anyway, and that's what this one lady was talking about. It's just, you know, the choices that we make really make a difference. And that, you know, you have these different timelines you could be on, and this one up here is going to give you the best results and the best options or solutions or situations than being down here. And I just like this. It's just the same information over and over again. You just hear it in different little circles, or they call it different things. You know, you have the Abraham Hicks, you have the reality transurfing and all that. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I don't even know if that makes sense. I don't even care. I'm just wanting to turn the camera on and talk today. Yeah, so it looks like we're heading into spring. I'm so excited. That winter was rough. It was rough. So anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. Talk to you later.